The most common question I get asked when threading a serger is, how do I tie on? Now, I always recommend that you do know how to thread a serger from scratch. So if I was to come to your home and clip all your serger threads and pull them out of the serger, that you could easily go in and rethread the serger from scratch. Now, once you know that, you sure don't have to do that every time, because there is a faster way to change colors. And I want to show you the little tricks and the correct knot to use so your knots don't come undone halfway through the pulling through segment. So first off, as you take your scissors, the key would be is not to cut close to the thread nearest the machine, but go ahead and make sure you leave yourself some extra thread. So I'm actually cutting closer to the spool, and I've got all this thread here to actually tie my colors on. So I am going to clip all these threads. I know this seems so counterintuitive, but I've cut them all, and I'm going to just tie them back on. So make sure you haven't changed anything here. But as you tie them on, the key is the knot. I'll show you the easiest way to tie threads to each other. What you're looking for is place both the threads that you're tying even together. So both my raw ends are here, and then just tie an overhand knot. So like you're tying a balloon knot. So I've made a loop and then just pull both those threads through and tie it off. So that makes it the easiest knot to get pulled through the serger. So I'm going to just go ahead, tie each of these back on, and then I'll show you how to gently pull them through the serger. So really what the tying on of the threads helps with is really getting the two looper threads through the looper eyes. Because those eyes are so big, now not the needle eyes, but the looper eyes, those knots are going to go right through once they get pulled down through the guides and out the back. The needles are not big enough for knots to go through. So that's one thing that once the knots get all the way down to here, I'm going to clip off the knots and hand thread 2 needles. So if you have found one of those handheld needle threaders, you will love it, and then that will make that part even easier. Next, take a look at your tension numbers, because what we're going to do is we're going to change them all to 0 or less than 1. So I see they're all at 3 and one's at 2 here. I must have been doing something. So I'm going to just make these really, really loose. That is going to help make everything slide through a little easier. Lift up the presser foot and just get a hold of this chain area. And when you pull on the chain, you're going to notice there's a lot of threads right here. Once they've kind of separated from the linking of the chain, if you clip them, they will each individually be able to be pulled through. So I've got ahead of the yellow one. So here comes the knot. Here's the knot right through the looper. My pink one, I can get a hold of the pink one. I kind of sometimes do this individually, and if it needs a little help to get started, just give it a little tug in front of the serger here, and then pull it all the way through. There goes my knot again. And now I'll just unthread the needles, and then I can just gently pull them down until the knot is further through the machine. Double check that no extra guides have been missed, and then we're going to rethread the needles, and you should be good to go after you put your tensions back to the number that you wrote down. Go ahead and serge a little bit until your chain has appeared, and maybe take a quick little test run to make sure everything is looking good.